sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Good morning, good morning. What is going on, everyone? I hope that we're having a fantastic Wednesday out here. It is actually live Q&A day for those of you that have forgotten. But good morning, NVIDIA. Kind of slow this morning. I guess not super slow, but kind of under resistance today. One of the bigger stocks in focus here as we start to see the market trying to pop off. Switching back to the SPY, of course, everybody's favorite in the short term. You can't go wrong with the SPY, I guess. Looking at it right now, it's sitting around 623.50. Got the 624 resistance this morning, but did reject a little bit. I would say major resistance is more around 624.40, 624.50 if I had to call it myself. That is a major spot for the SPY. A lot of rejections and touches off that 624.50 range over the past couple of weeks. How are we doing, though? Jake, Huncho, Tiger, Maddie, MyView, Salvatore, Autumn, and Brain. What is going on? Man, SPY is really in a range here. I'm going to mark the lower and upper ends of this current range. It's a pretty big one. Click. There we go. This is kind of the range at the moment. I would call it 621 all the way up to 626. Lots of movement in between there. If you wanted to drag this lower, you could almost say just 624.50 is the upper end of the range, but nonetheless, there has been a few extensions higher. So that's solid to see. Going great, Brain said. Beautiful sunny day, nuclear and AI government investments. Let's go. Can't complain on a day like this. Let's go check that watch list. I'm sure that we're about to see a bunch of insane runners here. Well, I cheat and know that we are. But nonetheless, BMNR trying to pop off, up around the top, up 15%. Open Door, another 22% mover today. Rigetti in the quantum sector. RGTI, 16%. Pretty straight up this morning. That's what we want to see. That is what we want to see right there. Glad to see that Goldman Sachs did pretty good with earnings. No, they did do good, and then they sold off here at open. What the hell, Goldman? They had a pretty good report. I saw they topped 840 million more revenue than expected. Their traders generated 850 more millions in their revenue than expected. They worded that awfully strange, it seemed like. Mara up 6%, BBAI 5%. And those aren't even close to what's really up. Funny enough, I can't believe the watch list, how many are over like 10% today. It was like 5. Joby, BTBT, Rigetti, BMNR, Open, Mara 6.5%, up above $20 a share. Actually testing that $20 mark right now, dipping under it slightly. J&J is up 4.67% without earnings either, strangely enough. Oh no, sorry, with earnings. The stupid thing didn't load. I thought they had it, and then I was looking, and then it didn't come up, so I was like, oh, they don't. No, but they did. Yeah, J&J. 4 open. I thought I kept seeing them on that list this week. The big ones are tomorrow. TSM and Netflix, I think those are going to be the biggest of the week, although a little bit underrated based on the banks here. I think TSM is going to be huge for the chip stocks. If TSM comes in with like a big miss or a negative report of some kind, we might start to even see NVIDIA dip back down. Now, if TSM comes in with something great, then it's going to be looking really good for NVIDIA. So, you got like the double-edged sword, you know, earnings are earnings, right? You get some crazy runs, some crazy moves time and again. Looking at NVIDIA here, it is trying to come up to a contend with huge resistance overhead around 172.50 to 173. This is a huge area for NVIDIA. Let's get a nice move above here. Let's go, Rick. NUWE halted up. You guys are always finding the crazy ones. This one's New Wellis. Whoa. 202%. Oh my gosh. You should have said it was up 200% instead of saying it halted. Holy shit. That's pretty crazy. NUWE. 202%. Punch the like button, Jake says. That's right. Destroy that like. We're at 7 right now. Let's get that number up to 30. I'm sure we could get there pretty quickly this morning if everybody destroys it up for us. Patent news pending. Makes sense. What a crazy runner, though. 200%. Wow. SPY. Contending with resistance, but not moving past it, unfortunately. QQQ. Actually rejecting a little bit today. How's AMD? Advanced Money Destroyer. I'm just kidding. We'll call it Dispenser for now, because it's been pretty good. Up to 156, 156.50. Pretty big resistance here. Hopefully it doesn't just reject all day, but it's definitely plausible. It's like yesterday. Small gains day was holding back for today. Yesterday's small gains day was holding back for today, Brain said. TEM Tempest. Nancy Pelosi's favorite stock. $58 per share. Looking at the daily, it's been down a little bit, but holding its ground pretty well. She's probably pretty happy with it. She'll probably be dead before the real gains come in on Tempest, but that's okay. Nancy Pelosi is awfully old. I don't know if you guys knew that. Nancy Pelosi age, she's 85. She's good for now. I gotta say, whenever she does her makeup, I'm surprised that she's older than Chuck Schumer. Whenever she has makeup on and Chuck doesn't have anything on, man. Chuck might need to wear some makeup there. She low-key looks good for... That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking, like, man, for 85, they got her done up right. You know, now, hey, these political people, I don't know if you knew this, but they take their public image pretty serious. They pay lots of people to make that public image look good. So, Botox, I didn't even think about stuff like that, 100%. But just in general, I mean, I've heard of crazy stuff where they'll run a $10,000 study on whether or not a longer or shorter dress is nice, or whether it gets more votes, or, you know, whether or not a certain hairstyle will get more votes, or, you know, I mean, there's tons of stuff that they go through that they think about. It could even be nails. Does growing your nails out, does that help or hurt the votes? It's like so many metrics that they do. Oh my God, Brain. Shenanigans. She should get a sponsor from Maybelline. Oh my God. That would actually be pretty funny. Money does a body good, Autumn says. I like that. How are the banks looking today? You know, of course, we looked at Goldman. They were down a little bit. I guess they're technically up, but they were down on that first initial wick there. Can't lie. Bank of America, BAC. Same exact story. Up slightly, but the price action is awfully strange for this morning. Looking at the earnings. Oh, yeah, Morgan Stanley, MS. They're actually down a little bit, but... Man, you guys are fighting over these top fan badges here. Go check the watch list once again, of course. Woof, 3.8% today. WULF. Let's look at stuff to the downside. NIO, unfortunately, pulling back. Damn it, NIO. Why'd you have to do that today? How about Lucid? Also pulling back. Quad U's, U. Slight pullback there. GDS. Down slightly. Hood. Hood's up, of course. Breaking through 100. Actually, Hood made a new all-time high here. Breaking through resistance at 102. My gosh, Hood. That's an insane run going on. Give me 1 second. Gonna need to grab a water really quick. I forgot to grab one today. So we are waterless, and I am thirsty. We know how that goes.
All right.
Go check Lucid real quick. One more time. Down 1 point. I just wanted to zoom out on it a little bit here. Look at the range that it's in. 2.25 to 2.40. Just eyeing it up a little bit better there. To the upside, of course, BMNR is now leading the way. Oh my god. Were they leading the way all morning? 18%. I feel like they just jumped up out of nowhere. I felt like they were down a little bit at first, but my gosh, 18%. I guess as they rise, it's just getting better and better. Let's see how good this move is here. From the low of open to now, BMNRs rose 4%. Okay. Yep, that's why it hit the top. A couple of these others must have faltered slightly, but still. There's a big difference between Joby and J&J. We have a big discrepancy on the watch list. It goes up, everything's pretty solid, and then we get to 4.3%, and then we get a big jump up to 8.9%. Kind of funny. What sectors am I missing here? Heard a lot of news with ASML today. Wow, earnings were rough for them, down to 740. That is brutal action right there. That is tough. Bad move with earnings down 9.93%. Let's go check the daily. Big player in the chip sector, although I will say a very underperforming chip stock. ASML. Pretty brutal in the way it dropped today, of course, down 10%, but just honestly brutal in general. Like, they didn't even recover when Nvidia recovered, or AMD, or a lot of these moves. I guess they look more like AMD if I had to compare Nvidia or AMD, but nonetheless. ASML gapping down 10.2. That is rough. AMD gapped up yesterday, is actually holding its ground pretty well. It's down 0.47% today. 156 resistance. All right, I gotta go get that water before I die of thirst. Be right back. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. When I went to grab some water, my daughter got me distracted for a minute. What is going on here? Tom's monitor blew up. Green screen. Holy shit, did we have a green screen happen in the middle of this? Hopefully that was your computer, Mason. Oh no. Did that actually happen? That's kind of scary. I sure hope nothing like that happens later on today. My gosh. They linked up to get them sweet, sweet stock recs. It's the NSA. ETHA is going strong, Charles said. ETHA, Ethereum. I actually did see this was popping off even last night, which was fire. Yeah, ETHA continuing the run here. In the short term, love to see this growth stock popping off in the way that it is. Definitely one of my favorites, that's for sure. ETHA 2414, like it. 4.75%. Pretty nice run today, can't lie. Very nice move higher. Great call out, thank you. Let's go. Awesome big money play. Mike's been hitting on it just about every single night on the YouTube. Hit him up in the Discord. If you're just now joining up, destroy that like. We're at 14 likes. I feel like we could get to 30 today. Fairly easily, right? Hopefully. Palantir pulling back down a little bit, but still up 0.3% from yesterday's close. They did double top off of yesterday's high, I guess, which kind of sucks. You know what's for lunch today? You guys better know it's MCD. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see if we get time to run out or not. We might. I don't know. It's probably a 25% chance that I can actually go, but 298 looking pretty solid here on MCD. Now that we think about it, it's actually been trying to recover up. Looking at the daily chart here, recovering up well. Did get close to resistance recently, though. Sucks kind of to see it under 300 once again. Ooh, you know, Autumn, I've been loving those spicy snack wraps lately. Although today I would probably get like a Big Mac or something. Tesla's looking nice so far, Demir said. Tesla looking nice. TSLA, very nice, I would say. Very nice. 2.28%. I like it, Demir. Yeah. I looked at it like right around open, but came back really well today. That's a great jump by Tessie. What's up with them? Anything or just normal? Let's see. Launching new 6-seater Model Y in China. That's what I want here is a 6-seater Model Y. I'm just kidding. I would like a 6-seater Tesla. I mean, that sounds nice. You know what I want is a Model X with those doors that fold up. I really like that on Tesla. I wish that there were more of those. I just went to Google to look up the Model X and found a whole bunch of Nancy Pelosi pics from a few minutes ago. I don't know why that made me laugh, but I thought it was funny. These Model X's aren't very expensive, if we're being honest. I mean, pretty cheap. I don't know. I guess a 2019 for $40,000. I don't know. I mean, you get a lot of 2019s for less than $40,000. I could tell you that, but hell, you could probably get a Hellcat for $40,000 from 2019. Now, granted, not a wide body or not a Durango, but still. Is Tesla viable on a market like China? What do you mean there by viable on a market like China? Oh, Xiaomi. Yeah, phone maker makes Tesla copies for a way lower price. Ooh, that's a tough question. I know China's like one of Tesla's best markets, I believe, Brain. So, yeah, like you said, real good and cheap EVs. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense there. That is a really good question. You know, as time, I know that Tesla's pretty good over there as far as sales go. I'm not saying the most ever over there. I know BYD makes a lot of vehicles over there too. They, I think, even sell more than Tesla does in China, if I'm not mistaken. They might even sell more than Tesla overall. I can't remember the exact stat, but now I gotta look it up. Hang on. Darn it. I gotta see this. Maybe they used to, maybe, oh no. BYD has surpassed Tesla in vehicle deliveries, both in recent quarters and in total annual output. Wow. Q4 of 2024, BYD delivered 595,000 EVs, or BEVs, and Tesla delivered 496,000 overall. Tesla did have a slight edge in 2024, apparently overall, but in Q4 of 2024, BYD finally passed them and exceeded them. That's what I thought. Apparently they have plug-in hybrids and pure EVs. Yeah, that's pretty big. By the way, if you're looking at that company, it's BYDDF. As long as they didn't change stickers. Yeah, here's BYD. On the OTC market, China stock, of course. You know, China EV maker. I don't know. Does this look better than Tesla? Let's go back to the COVID low. And let's compare how these stocks have performed. BYDDF ran up almost 1,400% since the COVID low. Tesla, since the COVID low. I'll even give them the benefit of the doubt. $3,995%. I think we have our winner. Pew, grab a gun. Trump's son's on board. Pew? Is that the ticker? Oh, grab a gun. Okay. Pew. What is grab a gun? The fuck? Kind of crap is this? Grab a gun. I'm all about guns. It just sounds like a weird website to me. Guns for sale. Grabagun.com. Look at this website here. I don't know if I'm allowed to show this or not, so we're going to be a little careful, but grabagun.com. Okay. Let's see what they have for sale. What's on sale? Ooh. Ooh. I want a KSG. That's what I want. No, I'm kidding. Ooh, I like this old Walther PPK 22LR. I might have to order one of these. No, I'm just kidding. Just a, you know, your normal firearm website, we'll say. Kind of a strange one for Trump's kid to be on the board of, but I know, Demir, I'm kidding. I said that only because I have a friend selling one right now. And I'm like 98% sure he's selling it for more than this costs. Which is kind of funny, but I would say on this homepage, as far as rifles go, you got to get the Scar, but the St. Victor's not bad. Like that one. All right, that's enough of that. Nonetheless, that's the website. Pew, grab a gun. Trump's kids on the board, apparently. I did not know that. Yeah, it's like, that's a pretty funny ticker. I gotta give it to him. That's a good one. Demir says, stick with the Mossberg. Oh. A Mossberg rifle? What the? Let me show you guys my baby real quick. I'll show you my baby and then we'll be done with that. Since we're on the topic, this is my baby right here. Oh my god. I was born in 1914, guys. This is my baby though right here. It looks better with the... Well, it looks better in person. We're just gonna say. Size don't matter. That's right. QQQ. 560 rejection. Okay. Looking at the NASDAQ, I like this lower range coming up. 552. The NASDAQ is at 556. What a coincidence. Is that an MPX? No, it's not. It's actually a 300 blackout. I believe MPXs are more of like 45 or 9 millimeter, something like that. Maybe 10 millimeter if you're lucky. Those of you that know 10 millimeter, you must know your stuff. RGTI, Spacely said. Rigetti. RGTI up quite a bit. $15. Wow, I saw them in pre-market. I was definitely eyeing them up. But they touched 15 and actually rejected pretty hard. Unfortunately. Look at that daily resistance on RGTI. That's pretty insane. Looks like a bolt gun from the 40K universe? Really? Wow. Bolt gun. I gotta look it up. 40K. What is the 40K universe? What the heck? Oh, I see what you're talking about. Warhammer. I knew it was Warhammer 40K. I just don't even know what that game is. I've seen lots of people play it, though. It does kind of look like that, don't it? Autumn wants to get their first firearm this year. Make sure you go to the range, Autumn. Go shoot a few at the range before you make a decision. QQQ. Nice support. 552 coming up. Jake said Mag 7's mostly down. Looking at it, the SPY is down too, running to 622. 622.50 was a pretty big support on SPY. I really like 624.50 resistance and also 621 support. As we can tell, 621 is crucial on the SPY here. I would even say like 620 to 621. It's so many bounces around here. Oh yeah, Meat Sack knows. Autumn, if I had to recommend one, I would say a G43X is what I would say. Tesla is actually moving up 2.14% on the morning. Very nice action. Let's look for some of these growth stocks again here. BMNR, hard to trade them right now, the way that they're moving. They're up 13%, but they're just... I mean, I gotta say, bleh, as far as the price action goes. Somebody's asked me in the Discord, do you think General Motors could pop up on Formula One announcements? I mean, possibly. I have not seen much about that. I have not heard of that before myself, them getting into Formula One, but I keep getting stuck at 75 XP. We need double XP day, Mason says. That's funny. Oh yeah, Meat Sack has a G43X, you know. I may or may not have one within an arm's reach. I guess super chats and live messages the only way. Probably so. The first place person is Brain, of course. Whenever I look at the top fans, it tells me Brain's real username, which is funny. Sear Flesh or something? What the? Brain, what are you into? I'm just kidding. Hey, Meat Sack. I'm sure you have the Dagger Micro Mag, right? I'm sure. If not, I would highly recommend it. 147.50, 148 support on Palantir. Trying to get a little bounce going here. Go check on ASTS. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. Go check Tilray. You know, Tilray's actually been on fire. Now, they did pull back yesterday, looking at the daily. Kind of funny how they're consolidating here. If they start to get another jump going, I mean, it's going to get pretty wild for Tilray at that point. They're already up like 100% from their recent low. Now, I'm not saying to go try and buy Tilray off support. It can get pretty risky, I think, but... Looking at the weed sector a little bit. Let's see, MSOS, U.S. Cannabis ETF, tanked the past 2 trading days, unfortunately. Yeah, apparently, you know, based off Scan in the Discord, he says driver lineups are being discussed right now as far as GM joining Formula One. Is this a real thing? GM, I gotta see this. They are joining. Cadillac brand set to debut 11th team in the 2026 season. Wow. I didn't even know that they were going to be getting in with Cadillac. Wow. That's pretty huge. I like that. Cadillac joining it. I didn't even know that they were going to be joining an F1. Hopefully they do good. I'd like to see it. I hope that Ford and SRT get in. If SRT would announce it, I'd be pretty happy. But that's a long way out. It takes a lot of BS to get into the F1. So, it'd be neat, though, in the future. You know, I could see, like, Ford getting in and maybe somebody else. But I don't know. Go back to Lucid, selling off a little bit today. SPY, everybody's favorite ticker, of course. Bouncing a little bit around 622, maybe 621.50, somewhere around there, trying to hold support pretty well. SPY, this is going to be a big support for them to hold. I know that we've looked at it a lot, but this support range is critical for SPY over the next few trading days. If SPY starts to sell off under here, I think there could be a much more significant sell-off coming into play, or at least a couple more days of, we'll say, downtrend, but huge area testing right now. Of course, if you're trading it, you can try to bounce it up here off support, but just be wary. Hood is doing good, my view said. When are they not, right? When are they not? It's pretty funny. Moving up again. That's a pretty crazy jump by Hood once again, up to 103.10, 103. Wow, really broke through 100 again today. I thought they might use that as resistance, but in pre-market, or right at open, I should say, they wait, was it pre-market? No, right at open. Blasted off. Yeah, got right through resistance like nothing. We looked at it at first when it was at like 102.50, but another new high. All-time high here. There we go. Mason said, holy, that 5-minute candle on SPY. Let's turn on the 5-minute. Yeah, pretty big. Are you talking about the wick, I'm assuming? Pretty large. Yeah. I love seeing wicks like that. Sometimes it does show like a shift in the price action, kind of like what we're seeing right now. But you know, we go back to other days and look at these bigger wicks. It's usually where you'll see like a nice bounce at like pre-market lows or something of that nature. Kind of where we're at today. Around pre-market support. The banks again, of course. Got to check back in. Bank of America actually fell off a little bit, unfortunately. Wells Fargo bouncing off support from yesterday at 78. I guess they fell so much that they're consolidating. Keep that breakdown on the radar for the next few trading days. If we do get like a $78 breakdown, that would be pretty huge here on Wells Fargo. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? Demir says, damn, Tesla's rejecting. Pretty hard, yeah. Pretty rough looking, I'd say. Sitting around 315 right now. ETHA. Yeah, very nice action. Gonna be pulling back a little bit probably. Let's go look at Ethereum. Ethereum is on fire here. Looking at the daily chart. My gosh. Just continues to move higher. I really like this overhead resistance around like $3,400. It would be huge for ETH to get up there and test. I could see it getting towards the upper end of this range soon, though, for sure. Demir said, thank goodness I got out. There we go. Yeah, glad you exited. Don't always have to call the exact top, of course. XXRP is up 7%. XXRP, listed funds trust, Tucrium, 2x long daily XRP ETF. Listed funds trust, 2x long, not bad. XXRP, of course, I'm assuming follows Ripple, XRP USD, right? XXRP, very interesting. 2x leverage, up 7% here. This could be hot in the short term if the continuation plays out on crypto.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this.
We have to pay to get badges, lol. I don't think you do, but I'm seeing if I can, like, give you guys things. I can't yet. Check and see if they added that later, though. Might have. Go back to the SPY, of course. 1 minute chart. Trying to do an inverse head and shoulders right here. Got our little head down here at the bottom. We got the shoulder line. Trying to bounce here. See if we can get some action off that. He gave me a wrench. Some chatty 12-year-old blasting the channel. Oh, no. I'd hope not. Looking at SPY here, 622. Trying to hold up. This is going to be a big area for the SPY to hold. It's trying to form a bit of a base here. Holding this would be awesome. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. Give me 1 second here. I actually just noticed something, too. Hang on. Darn it. Showing somebody something last night on the computer in person. They spit all over my screen. Finding marks all over this thing. Kind of funny. I'm very particular about my screen, I'll tell you. I notice every little spot. If you try to touch my screen, your hand's getting cut off. No, I'm kidding, but. All right, gonna drink the water. Give me 1 sec. All right. You guys ever have anything like that happen? Show somebody your computer or something like that, and they touch your screen or something and get marks on it? Every time. I'm like, what the heck? Tesla trying to move 314, bouncing. 315 coming into play. Might be getting a bounce back up. Doesn't look super great, if I'm being honest. SPY's trying to come back pretty well. 622.80 resistance sitting here. Pretty large levels. Go check Bank of America again. Don't know why I keep going to them. I know they have earnings probably is what it is. But Boeing themselves, pretty rough today. You know what does report tonight is United Airlines. They're going to be reporting tonight. After hours, of course. UAL is due up 2% today, recovering. They've been falling down a little bit. They popped up with Delta Airlines last week on Thursday. This week they are a little slow and choppy, but if those earnings come in nice like Delta's did, then we could start to see a better move. Looking at Delta, they are very flat here. They gapped up, but they are flat. If United has a good report, I think that's exactly what we need for, like, let's say a bigger pop to the upside out of these airlines, and I could see it happening. Now, of course, if you're going to play the earnings, you got to be very careful. You got to understand the risk, especially with options. You could probably lose everything if it does not explode, so be very careful there. 8%. Jake's up 8% for the month of July. 13% is the goal. 8%. We're only on the 16th. Awesome. You're on pace here, Jake. Keep it solid. Should be able to get there. I will say 13% on your account in 1 month is awfully large. I hope you're not risking too much to get the 13%. But I like to hear that, Jake. I like to hear the goals. And I'm glad you're doing well as well. 319 on Tesla overhead. 320 coming into play. Man, this is going to be a big spot for Tesla. Can they get the bounce going? Probably a small one. They'll probably come up, contend with this resistance. This is a big level here. Tessie. It's less than last month. Oh, wow. You know what I mean, though. AAPL keeps going up, my view said. Apple. They have been in recovery mode, haven't they? Look at that daily. Consolidating super hard around this 208 support. I could see them consolidating here for a couple more days, but I see them eventually breaking out of this range. This is a big spot on Apple. Unless something really negative just hits and happens. You want to know one thing that I think could happen? Now, this is just a thought out of the back of my mind. Now, let me know what you guys think. And trust me, it's okay to think that this isn't going to happen. I would give the chances of this happening maybe 10 to 20% that it would happen. Maybe, total random guess here, but I think that whenever we think about Apple, Microsoft, Google, Tesla maybe even, whenever we think about China, let's just say that we have these tariffs going on, right? If China decides to start doing big investigations, let's say on Apple or on Google or something like that, which, they've done in the past, I could see some of these stocks getting hurt. Now, do I see this being something that really happens here? Probably not. Probably not. But I do have some fear of that with the tariff situation going on. I think it's something that definitely could happen and could be in play. Now, do I think that Apple is going to reject here at resistance from that? Probably not, right? Like, I definitely lean more towards Apple breaking out as they have always done in the past and, have shown their strength. But it is something that I definitely am a little skeptical of, we'll say. It definitely is, Demir. Huge resistance on Tesla, 320. Let's actually look at it on the book map, because why not? Why not, right? Where is it? I have my book map messed up. We'll load it up. This is what it looks like whenever you guys ask for book maps, by the way. I gotta wait for it to load. It's getting there. 1/4 of the way. And there we go. So 151,000 shares at 320 on Tesla. Definitely the largest level here. 321 and 322 combined for a similar number, but There's honestly sell walls at like every level on Tesla, probably because Tesla is one of the more popular stocks in the market. So just keep that in mind. But 320 is definitely one of the larger levels here. I'll do the Tesla book map. I already got it open. Why not, right? That's funny. Perfect timing. For Apple, I think investing in MP is the current catalyst. MP is, I love that stock. I wish that it was moving above 63 this morning so it could be more in play. It is bouncing off support today, but I don't love the PA. I'm sure some people will be trying to trade this one back up off of that low from yesterday and after hours. This is a good support on MP, actually. This is a very good support, honestly. Go check Visa and MasterCard really quickly. Ticker symbol V on the daily, pulling back. Haven't looked at the credit cards in like a week or two. Yeah, still pulling back pretty rough. They fell quite hard at the end of last week, didn't they? SPY chopping around this area. It's not really getting a full-blown recovery going here. It is contending with that resistance, I would say, around 623. If we line it up from yesterday, it got pretty close today. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on the SPY's price action here. I guess I would say a bit neutral on it. I don't really have like a set direction off of this current setup. I guess I would lean up considering the base down here trying to hold up, but not my favorite setup in the world, that's for sure. Whoa. For Apple, oh yeah, never mind. My views said that earlier. They think investment in MP is a current catalyst. That could definitely be helping Apple in the short term, for sure. I'm glad if that's what the catalyst is to get them moving, I'm glad. It didn't seem to really get them moving much yesterday where MP was explosive, but it's all right. Guess they moved in pre-market a little bit. Yesterday, you know what was really moving was Nvidia with that gap up with the China H20 news. Been eyeing them up. Surprised that they're still so slow here, but they're holding their ground. I actually think there could be a good dip buy opportunity around this 169 support on Nvidia over the next couple trading days. Song's pretty solid. Why is AES down 30% today, Automask? AES. Autumn, I think you might be seeing the wrong thing, or maybe gave me the wrong ticker. If you're on Robinhood, that might explain it. Are you on Robinhood, Autumn? I cannot remember. Looks pretty brutal in the way it's falling, but no 30%. Oh, 0.30. Oh. At least you mislooked. If you told me that Robinhood said that, I was about to tell you that that was the last straw for me with Robinhood. Like, seriously. I hear is problems with them. I'm glad you looked at it wrong, honestly. You know what? They've had the last straw for me a long time ago. Like, I never recommend anybody use Robinhood. Now, I will say, it's an okay platform. It's easy to use. It has a good look to it. But I always say this, right? Now, this is one of my thoughts, okay? I have a thought here and a theory about Robinhood, okay? If there's a stat out there that like 95% of traders lose, right? If you're one of the traders that has to have Robinhood because it's quote unquote easy or it looks good or something like that, I would recommend putting in work and working on your craft here rather than worrying about the platform looking good or being easy, right? This is not an easy game, right? So I would recommend switching, but no, that's funny. He said, I want to know what platform is everyone using, Autumn said. It's just easy, but I'm ready to graduate. I wasn't trying to just call you out, Autumn. I couldn't remember, honestly, if you used Robinhood or not. But don't worry, I give my Robinhood hate speech every like 3 months or so. So I was due for one. Mason's using the StockedUp brokerage. There we go. IBKR. Now, my views gave a really good recommendation here, Autumn. Interactive brokers, IBKR. I would highly recommend this one if you were going to be switching to somebody. Interactive brokers is one of the best out there. One of the best. Interactive brokers. I also highly recommend TradeStation. TradeStation is another one, kind of like interactive brokers. I would say with a much better platform. Personally, I think it's a much better one. Or just go to Schwab or Thinkorswim. But TradeStation's pretty solid as well. They have everything that you'd want. Futures, options, stocks. Not sure on crypto, but I'm sure. Oh, it looks like they don't have crypto, actually. It's kind of surprised there. But hey, I don't do crypto anyways, really, so who cares? SPY's going nuts. Got right to resistance, 623. It bounced right off of it. We have a lot of up and down price action right here. Tons. SPY did try to make a move. I'm not going to say it's the craziest move ever. I mean, it kind of mimics this bounce off support earlier today. The candle is pretty large, though. I'd say a little larger than down there. Definitely one of the better, well, maybe not the best, but maybe the second best green candle of the day, if not the best. Big resistance here, though, on the SPY. We notice a lot of chop in this zone. It's like a slow recovery, but lots of chop mixed in. Worries me for possible rejection. I like the lower high on SPY this morning. Again, very neutral right here. It's hard to find direction in my eyes. I owe you dinner. Plus 150, J-Duck said. Nice one. Tesla's about to hit 320. Let's go, J-Duck. Glad to hear that. Mason said Tom hates dinner. Hey, I don't hate dinner. Dinner hates me. Oh, man. You guys know the problems. Rick said Tom loves Moo Moo, the brokerage. Moo Moo. You're right. That's my all-time favorite. No. I have heard a... I can't... Rick, you got me messed up now. I like it.
Today, Junior!
Oh, peace to Miracia. A McDonald's dinner, that's right. I could eat one of those. Yeah, for those of you that don't know what Rick's talking about, how he says I hate Moo Moo. There's a brokerage out there straight up called Moo Moo, if you guys didn't know. It's called Moo Moo. I think it's a very weird brokerage in my eyes. Hard for me to use. I get what they're doing. You know, it's like a bull. You know, Moo Moo. I don't know. I find it pretty interesting, though. It says, take charge of your training from the bullpen to the bull market. Definitely appealing to us baseball players out there, I'd say. Pretty funny. So you can get 60 free stocks, guys, if you use Moo Moo. No, I'm kidding. I would not use them. I don't know. I used to hate on him because the name bothered me so much. I'm like, gosh, like, what an unprofessional name. Moo Moo, of all things. It just bothers the hell out of me. It really does. YouTube, 16% on my brokerage account today. Awesome, YouTube handle. Glad to hear that. Let's go. Let's go. Really glad to hear that. Boom. Brain says, have a nice Big Mac. I'll leave the stream on. Let's go. Glad to hear that, Brain. Thank you, sir. And thank you to all the lurkers out there who listen to us in the background. You don't have to be typing, of course, but glad to have you here joining in with us today. Lots of crazy up and down action. Tesla bouncing right off of 320 resistance right now. The SPY has been up, down, rejecting pretty hard here at 623. I'm almost leaning down now off this PA. Pretty crazy. Sounds like some knockoff designer brand. Exactly. Exactly. Ooh, Mason said earlier, crude oil news. Is that why the SPY is going so nuts? What's the crude news here? What the? Oh, inventory data. Was there really? Don't remember seeing that. I'm sure there was. Oh, yeah. I believe it might be every Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. For some reason, I thought it was Thursdays, but I could be wrong. It looks like crude oil imports, crude oil changes. Yep. Probably every Wednesday. Let's go look at next Wednesday. Now I gotta see, you know. Just so I can have my memory be correct here. Yep. It is a Wednesdays. Whoa, next week Powell's going to be speaking on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I know we're pretty far off from next week, but let's go see what that is. Federal Reserve calendar here. July 22nd, I believe it said. Yep. What the hell? It says Fed Chair Powell's speech. Tuesday, July 22nd. What the hell? It's not even on the Federal Reserve calendar. Are you kidding me? It's almost always on there. Wow, I am starstruck right now that it's not on here. That's crazy. Maybe it's not anything to do with the Federal Reserve. Not quite sure there. I'm going to find out, though. Give me a second. I'll get it. Let's see. Let you know. Joby's on fire here. Let's see. Wow, it really is sitting around 16. Jerome Powell, July 22nd, 2025. ChatGPT says nothing is scheduled or listed on the Fed calendar. Since nothing's scheduled, it suggests it's a quiet day. I don't know. It says it on here. Now I'm like really confused. What the hell is going on Tuesday, July 22nd with Jerome Powell? I cannot figure it out. I can't find anything for that day. A resignation speech. Oh my God. That's perfect, guys. Maybe that is what it is. That's hilarious. I didn't think about that. I like that, though. Good suggestion there, Jake. IMOL if he has a job. I like that as well. It's hilarious. It does sound like a Temu brand. How does shorts look if 622 gives out? I think that that's an awesome spot. If 622 gives out, I think shorts could be in play. I mean, SPY looks pretty negative in the way in which it's rejecting here at this resistance anyways. This is a negative thing to see. Definitely more of a bearish sign that has me thinking that there is a chance that we could end up breaking down under support today. I definitely think that that is something that could happen here. Do I think that we'll get below the low of last night after hours around 620.50? That might be a different story. I'm sure that we'll bounce somewhere around here. See some crazy bounces unless something crazy happens, but I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but there was some news with like Powell resigning. I saw some news like over the weekend. Fannie Mae chairman encouraged by chatter, Powell may consider quitting amid the Trump tiff. Now, this was on July 12th, 2025. The Hill posted it. It's The Hill. I don't know how much you guys like The Hill or not. But nonetheless. Josh Hawley switching his vote, seeks to repeal the Medicaid cuts he voted for. Uh-oh. Not Hawley. I love Josh Hawley. I'm from Missouri. Hawley's going to stay in as long as I'm here. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I have zero say over if Hawley stays in. But nonetheless, it's he's from my state, so pretty funny. I like him. This guy from Fannie Mae, I'm encouraged by reports that Powell's considering resigning. Where were those reports? I have not seen those reports at all, personally. I have not seen that myself. I think it would be very interesting if he did. I don't know if maybe somebody was trying to get the process flowing a little bit. You know, there's a lot of psychology games out there. Let's say Powell starts seeing a bunch of articles saying that he might resign and things of that nature. Maybe it would push him to. I'm very curious, you know, like if you set the stage for it, right? Would he accept it or would he fight it? It seems like he would fight it if I was being honest. But, you know, these people play games. They play games. It wouldn't be the first time, I'm sure, somebody put out an article attempting to get something going in somebody's head, right? My view said, in my opinion, Powell prevented recession. Well, you know, there's a lot of talk with that, my views. Did recession actually happen? Did it not? You know, recession is generally defined as 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. We technically had that. Remember, they changed the definition of recession during that time. I'm not saying you're wrong, my views. I'm just giving another side of it. I do think he did a pretty good job in the beginning. Right now, I'm very curious to see. I think that they could lower rates at least a little bit. You know, that's my big thing right now. They're not doing it at all. Like, I mean, holy shit. Like, the market's primed. Things are primed in the perfect spot for them. At least a little. I'm not saying they got to go down a ton, but, you know, maybe 0.5% this year or something like that. That will probably be what they do. But nonetheless, I don't know. I don't get the whole worry. I think that like sitting on your hands and like worrying about the future is really what's killed Powell over the years. That's what's really gotten him in trouble, right? He's always talking about things in the future happening and then he's wrong. Like transitory. Oh my God. And I think that what happened is that Powell got so fucked up in the head during the COVID times with that transitory inflation BS that now he's so scared of inflation, he's trying to like protect himself. You know, he'll go down in history as like one of the worst Fed chairs ever if he went nuts with cutting rates right now and then the economy went haywire and then he couldn't cut him anymore or something. You know, he could get himself stuck. I think he's very scared of that, and he would go down in history as like a terrible Fed chair if that happened. Right now, I think he goes down as a good one, but it's a big deal right now if this situation blows up or not on him. A lot of pressure and eyes put on him. I would say, and I would also argue, now let me know what you guys think, Powell is probably I don't think that we've had a Fed chair that's had to contend with Wall Street bets and with all the new stuff, right? I think that's something that's a lot different now than the old Fed chairs had to deal with. Without Trump, he probably wouldn't be resigning. Yeah, and I don't even know if he's gonna resign, but he probably didn't expect to leave this year. I'm not sure if he will even leave, but it's definitely something that could happen. I think his term expires in 2026, in May of 26, I believe. If my memory serves correct. Let me look it up. Let's see. Should get you an answer here pretty quick. May 15th, 2026. I was correct. It was in May 15th, 2026 is when it officially ends. Again, he can end it quicker if he resigns, but let's be honest. If the guy that put you in is calling for you to resign, I don't know. Maybe you just should. I would say this. If Powell resigned and then they started going crazy and then the market went nuts or the economy died or something, it would make him look pretty good. Make Powell look pretty good. Anyways. Greenspan has the title for worst Fed chair causing 2008 meltdown. Did Greenspan really cause the meltdown though, Jake? I mean, I'm not sure that Greenspan could have helped it, honestly. Now, look, I was gonna say I was in diapers I was playing COD MW2 in 2008, okay? So I didn't get to experience Greenspan myself, so I'm not gonna talk over someone that lived it, but Tesla 320 coming into play at the high of the day here. Looking like it wants to try to go for a new breakout. Let's see it, Tesla. Come on, you're right there. Let's get that run going. SPY coming back very well. Chopping around in this lower range like crazy. Apparently, we're not getting the breakdown, at least not yet. Testing the upper end of the resistance here at 623. So choppy. Again, like I said earlier, I am so neutral right here. Like, I don't know what it is. This seems like the most back and forth setup over the past hour with the SPY. All over the place. Mason said wants to go up. I would agree. It looks like it wants to go up more than it wants to die right now. That's for sure. I was kind of leaning down off of this hit, but I was not expecting a recovery that quick. Definitely has me thinking here a little bit. AMD, Run, NCLH, Teladoc. James is naming them all. AMD. Bouncing around 154.30. I don't love the support. Looks like it might try to give out here on AMD. Kind of worried about that. We have run at support as well. NCLH. Okay, at least that one's up a little bit. NCLH. 2310 support trying to hold up 2% on the day. Again, don't love it. Helidoc. Kind of flat. Autumn says, let's go, Spy. Or come on, Spy. 623. Excuse me. This is a big level here for Spy this morning. It's reacting pretty crazily, I must say. I wish I had bought a house then. I had no idea things would go so bad so fast. Now I can't buy a house unless I make $1 million from these stocks, LOL, Autumn says. Yeah, the housing market right now is in a terrible place, Autumn. I would say for the average American, I would actually say it's a bit of a crisis, I would even say. You know, there's charts out there that Mike and I have looked at that say that you have to pretty much make $120K a year to have to afford the median housing price in the US and have it only take up 30% of your income, right? Of course, you might be able to afford one if you make $60K, but then again, now you're using 60% of your income, right? So, a little weird. Maybe you could get approved, maybe not, but nonetheless, I guess it depends what kind of loan officer you know. Hey, I know a good one. If you're in Missouri and you're looking to invest in real estate, I know a loan officer that could be pretty good for you. Wink, wink. But nonetheless, yeah, send me a PM on Discord if you're in Missouri. You want a good loan officer. But nonetheless, yes, it's pretty insane how bad it is, Autumn. I would say, like literally like a crisis for many people. I would say. BMNR popping up, eh? BMNR. Bitmine immersion. Let's check the daily. I'm actually a bit worried that the US is going to start becoming like Europe, where you just cannot afford housing, you know? I'm very worried about that. And it really worries me, like, looking at the US and its history, I could not see it being like that, but I am very worried that we're going in that direction, and it sucks. I hate to see it. I really hope something gets fixed soon, or wages rise or something, right? Something's got to happen. Yeah, I feel you, Autumn. You know, it's, you know, I'm 27. I have thousands, well, not thousands. I mean, I do have thousands of friends if you count everything, but I have a lot of friends that express the same exact thing. So, $50 on BMNR. Pretty big resistance today. If we could break 50, Autumn, it might be game on here. It could be game on today if $50 breaks. $50 might hold up, though, as solid resistance, but I love this setup here. Buy a robot, have them build a house for you. You want to know the worst part about houses and, like, building them? You know, if it was like the Wild West, you know, it wouldn't be that bad. You know, you could try to build your own house and, you know, you and your family or you and your buddies or who knows, you could go out and build your own little fortress, right? Nowadays, you can't even do that, you know? You gotta have somebody come inspect your posts. Your posts have to be anchored correctly, and God forbid that your nails are off, or holy crap. It's silly. SPY drop. Ramanjeet says, SPY, really? Rejecting off that? Oh my God. What happened? Holy guacamole. What's the news? Going straight to Stock Labs. My God. What the? Oh my. What the heck happened here? That's going to make some traders pissed who are long. Damn, that's a quick turnaround. Nothing you can do about that if you were long in that, guys, just so you know. That is a wild candle. I am scanning the news. Holy shit, I'm not seeing anything. I'm scanning, guys. Don't worry, it'll come through. Wow. Trump asked Republican lawmakers if he should fire the Fed chair, CBS said. Why am I not getting that update? I don't know. Is that old? Trump asked Republican lawmakers if he should fire the Fed chair. When did that come out? That better be brand new. Guys, that was a while ago. I don't even see that. What the hell? Oh no, now I see it. Stupid Twitter. Why is it not coming up here? Here we go. Wow. Stock Labs delayed me on that one. Trump asked GOP lawmakers he should fire the Fed chair. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way, you know? I mean, everybody's like, oh, Trump can't fire Powell. You know, there's probably some way, right? Yeah, there could be a lot that could happen. I wouldn't discount, you know, the firing there. Do I think it would happen? Probably not, right? I don't think it would. I would think more of Powell would resign, but I think now it's become like such a war that I don't even think Powell would resign personally, but...
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the
What a move. ETHA gains. ETHA.
must never stop the
Ethereum moving up quite a bit. 24.75 coming into play. On ETHA anyways. Still running though.
life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone.
Toss him in the compost bin.
The beauty of the world. Savannah,
Sons. That was funny.
Savannah.
Did anything tank with his tweet or just SPY? You know what I'm worried about is rates. What are rates doing? US 30Y. Popping a little bit. That actually caused a pop out of the US 30Y.
Lions gonna come.
Bit weird there.
Birds have just begun.
Sitting right around that 5% mark.
We will always take
Bonds moving a little bit there.
for the people, for the land.
perfect example of bots overselling the market. There we go. Yeah. That is that is a pretty good example, Jake, I would argue. Like, literally the second it happened, I agree there, I don't think the normal person did that. By any means. Hell, I couldn't even see it. Until it's posted on Discord. Yeah, James, there's a lot with the bots out there. There's a lot of algos and bots that scan news, and then there's like a lot of crazy algos out there that as soon as news hits, they will start hitting the market like crazy, James. So you got to be very careful out there whenever you're talking about bots. If you've never heard of that, Mike always used to recommend a book to everybody called Flash Boys. He would probably still recommend it. Flash Boys. I would go check that out if I was you. Pretty good book. Flash Boys. I don't think you need to live by that book when you talk about stocks, but it's definitely one that pretty good in my eyes. You're pulling a funny? A PH? Sorry, sorry, James, I don't get that one. Yep, that's the one, Autumn. I don't really think that reading Flash Boys is gonna really help you as a trader, but I do think it could be something that maybe opened your mind a bit more to other possibilities. So maybe it would help, but I don't think it's necessarily going to help with your skill set or anything. But... Dad jokes. Hey, I'm a dad, but I don't get it. Oh, that's funny. Reading is great for skill building, Autumn said. Yeah. I agree. I think in the modern age, a lot of people need to read more. DAL 5650. Pretty big resistance overhead. Going back to the SPY. Very choppy since that move. Bounced right off the lower end of the range, right off support. Could not break down, though. Even with the wild candle and the wild action, could not break down. Pretty strange PA, if I had to say so. Apparently, Trump indicated he will fire Powell. Look at this tweet. Apparently, it said that Trump will fire Powell. That's what they're saying. Yeah, apparently they say he's pretty serious here with firing Powell. I mean, that's what they're saying. Don't shoot the messenger here, right? All right, we're probably going to call the stream there. I appreciate you guys joining up today. CBS questioned that. They're not Trump friendly. Yeah, definitely something to think about. You know, definitely question everything out there, I would say. Hell, with all the fake news and BS that we've seen over the past couple of years, it's been pretty wild, I must say. But let's go. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you guys joining up. Hope everyone has a great one. Thank you, and thank you to all the lurkers out there, too. Let's go. Let's come back tomorrow morning, nice and refreshed. I like that SPY moving higher. Don't forget, tonight, the live Q&A is going on. If you are not in the Stocked Up trading floor, check out the link that I am sending in the chat. The trading floor is badass. There's a lot of bot callouts, options callouts, things like that. A lot of day trading setups, of course, for options. If you're into options, it's the place to be. There's a lot of commands to see options flow, tons of cool things like that. And of course, lots of things in the works as well, especially with cool commands and things like that. Join up. The Q&A is at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight in the Discord. You have to be a trading floor member to join, though. Join up. Learn some new skills. Mike will be going over tons of options, strategies, things of that nature. Of course, a lot of advanced option strategies as well. I would say this. If you don't learn something, you better be like one of the most advanced traders out there. If you don't learn something. Hell, just about every week there's something that I had forgotten about that we cover again that even just refreshes my memory. So, pretty badass. I would say, actually, it's extremely valuable. But let's go. Let's have a great one. Thanks to the lurkers out there. Seriously, I cannot thank you guys enough for keeping this community going and for coming back and joining us every single day. Hope to see you here tomorrow. And hey, walk away with some profits. Let's go. Have a great Wednesday.